This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got a few important updates to share with you in this video. We'll go over this article right here. Will Social Security recipients get a fourth stimulus check? Petition calls for $1,400 payments. Also this one, stimulus check update. These families could get up to $1,800 per child in December. When it comes to the Build Back Better plan with all the stimulus provisions in it, I'm going to play a few different video clips from Democrats talking about when that will pass and what's going to happen with it moving forward. Also, Bernie Sanders and AOC are still really upset with conservative Democrats and bash them a little bit. I'll let you know what they said, and I'll give you some other more important updates as well. Hope you're having a more than mundane Monday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So let's start with the stimulus news first. Stimulus check update. These families could get up to $1,800 per child in December. So what is this talking about? Some of these headlines are a little misleading and they kind of get you to read the article, but I'll just break it down for you really quick and what it says. So basically what it's saying here is the payments, it's saying that the payments are happening between July and December of 2021, those $300, $250 per month child tax credit, saying that means a family with one child under 6 years old will have received $1,800 by the time the advance payments end in December. So basically saying for the $300 per month from July until December, it's going to equal $1,800. Not a $1,800 check, but cumulatively it'll equal $1,800. So kind of a wordplay there. Also, this article right here, will Social Security recipients get a fourth stimulus check? Petition calls for $1,400 payments. So we've heard this before. What it says here is the Senior Citizens League recently sent a letter to members to Congress, and I thought, oh, recently? I knew it was a couple of months ago. Let me see how recent it was. So referring to this right here, not really so recent. It says October 2nd of 2021. This is the letter right here for the $1,400 checks for senior citizens. They were trying to get that in the Build Back Better plan. Looks like they failed to do so because no Congress members have endorsed it or even acknowledged this $1,400 stimulus check for seniors. And then when I went to the petition, this is what I got. Not sure if it's just me, but I've tried a few times, a few different browsers, and I can't get to the petition for the $1,400 stimulus checks. Not sure if it's closed or not. Haven't heard any news on that. Let me know down in the comments below if you've had any luck getting access to the petition. Not sure if they closed it or not, or if it's just me and my computer. Let me know what happened with that. Also, with the other petition for the $2,000 per month to every American on change.org, currently it's at 2,952,000 signatures, and still waiting to see if that is going to make it into the Build Back Better plan because there's no other place that the fourth stimulus check would be in. And as of recent, haven't heard any politicians endorse it yet. When it comes to the Build Back Better plan and the infrastructure package, Bernie Sanders, AOC slammed conservative Democrats over Build Back Better deficit demands. So Bernie Sanders and AOC not too happy. AOC voted against the infrastructure plan in the House. Bernie Sanders did vote for it in the Senate. So what was said here is Bernie Sanders said, interesting, conservative Dems want to make sure that Build Back Better is fully paid for at exactly the same time that they voted for an infrastructure bill that, according to CBO, increases the federal deficit by $256 billion. Not very consistent. And then AOC says, welcome to Who's a Deficit Hawk Anyway, where the debt concerns are made up and the CBO scores don't matter. So basically what's going on here is the conservative Democrats are saying that they want to know more about the bill. They want to see the CBO score. They don't want to add to the deficit. But yet the infrastructure bill is adding. Sorry again for my camera tripod. I'm having so much trouble with it lately. But anyways, here are some video clips of some other Democrats. There was a Sunday show or a bunch of talk shows yesterday, Sunday. Here are all of the talk show interviews and stuff. A little mashup right here.
Is it going to pass the House the week of November 15th?
So in our statement, we made it very clear, and what we committed to was that we believe the information will be back on that week from the Congressional Budget Office, more of the data to ensure that this bill is paid for and does the responsible thing fiscally. And we plan to move forward because it's going to meet our expectations, I'm sure.
Look, I wish Republicans would support the Build Back Better Act. I don't know why Republicans will not vote for cutting child care costs in half or letting Medicare negotiate the prices of drugs down to save seniors money, why they won't vote for 2 years of preschool for everyone. So I wish that bill were bipartisan as well. But we got this infrastructure bill passed. We are going to get the Build Back Better Act passed in the House when the Congress comes back after this Veterans Day break. We're making progress on this agenda.
What we're looking for are CBO tables, which score sections of the bill, which we will be receiving. And we already have some data, so we expect the information we receive to be in line with what we receive from the Treasury Department. And we'll, at that point, I'm sure, be ready to move forward. But we just want to make sure we get that data and that we're able to align it with what we had received already.
I think congressional Democrats blew the timing. We should have passed these bills in early October. If we had, it would have helped Terry McAuliffe probably win the governor's race. It would have been good for President Biden. But we are going to get these bills done.
A lot of times people have problems setting aside what may have gotten in here in order to get a bigger agenda moving forward. That takes a lot of willpower, and we have to develop the will.
I think this bill will pass the House when the House comes back. I'm sure the Senate will make changes. That's the way the legislative process works. But we are going to get a very strong version of this bill through the House, through the Senate, to the president's desk.
So those were all the updates from the Democrats talking about the Build Back Better plan. It's going to happen. I don't know if it was mentioned there, but I did hear someone say that November 15th is when it was going to be taken up. But if we look at the congressional calendar here, you could see that they don't come back until November 15th. So they're off this entire week, November 8th until the 15th, until they come back in 7 days. Doesn't mean that they won't get work done, but they can't vote on it until the 15th. So if they do work on their work period, their recess, their vacation, whatever you want to call it, then hopefully we could finally see something done. Here's another video clip from the White House, President Biden's economic advisor, Cedric, and here's what he has to say about it.
Okay, before I ask you a question, let's give the president an opportunity to herald this accomplishment, and I'll ask you about it on the other side.
And it puts us on a path to win the economic competition of the 21st century that we face with China and other large countries and the rest of the world. It's going to create more jobs, good-paying jobs, union jobs that can't be outsourced, and they're going to transform our transportation system with the most significant investments in passenger rail, the most significant investment in 50 years, in roads and bridges, the most significant investment in 70 years, and more investment in public transit than we've ever made, period.
All right, so Cedric, in the words of then Vice President Joe Biden at the signing of the Affordable Care Act, here in 2021, this is a big effing deal, isn't it?
It is. It's the second prong of our three-prong approach to getting the country back on track, which was the American Rescue Plan, infrastructure, and then the Build Back Better human capital bill. So it is. We're going to invest in clean energy. We're going to finally stop 10 million families from drinking contaminated water through lead service lines. We're going to make sure that every family has high-speed internet so that children aren't being left behind with virtual learning, and that families can, and seniors, more importantly, can have access to the internet. We're going to invest in resiliency. We're going to do environmental justice and remediate brownfields. This is a humongous deal, all while creating jobs and lowering inflationary pressures.
So you talked about the three prongs here. American Rescue Plan, check. Infrastructure, the bipartisan infrastructure plan, check. The third piece, the third prong, the human infrastructure piece, or what's better known as the Build Back Better Act, is the next hurdle to cross. How confident are you that we're not going to see the machinations that we've seen over the last few months, and that a vote will indeed happen on November 15th to pass Build Back Better?
We're going to get a vote on Build Back Better. And look, everything has noise around it, but just like the American Rescue Plan, just like the infrastructure bill, noise around it, but at the end of the day, we got it done. And Build Back Better is a key component to our agenda when you start talking about investing in families and children and cutting taxes for working families. Those things are incredibly important, and we think the framework we laid out has 50 votes in the Senate. We think that it is popular in the House, and we're going to continue to work to get it there. And look, we know we have some senators who are a little bit more conservative than others, and we're going to keep working with them, and we're going to keep pushing. But we think we have a framework that can get passed.
But, Secretary, are you going to get to yes when some of these conservative senators are talking about, one might have a problem with the substance of the bill, while another will have a problem with how you're going to pay for the substance in the bill? It's a continuous game of whack-a-mole. Do you really think that that game of whack-a-mole will end and you'll be able to come up with a plan that gets all 50 Democrats to sign on and have it pass the Senate?
I do, Jonathan, and because I think that the framework we laid out comes from months and months of conversations with those senators, House members, to make sure that it's something that can pass. And look, the one thing that we know is that it's fully paid for, will lead to long-term debt reduction, but that it cuts taxes, it requires the wealthy to pay a little bit more, but we go invest in families for the first time in this country, and that has universal support within the Democratic Party.
Sure, but I guess, I mean, help me out with my skepticism here when it comes to the ability of all 50 Democrats to rally around the specifics of the Build Back Better Act. Conceptually, I completely get it. I understand it and think that it should happen. But when you have Senator Manchin saying, I'm concerned about the deficit and the price tag is too high, and you've got Senator Sinema who's saying, well, I don't want tax increases on anybody. How are you going to bring them to the table to get to yes so that they are the 49th and 50th vote?
Well, that's the legislative process. And many people didn't think that we could get to 50 votes on the American Rescue Plan because it was $1.7 trillion. Many people didn't think we could actually do a bipartisan infrastructure bill. So things are noisy, but we get things done. And we're confident that we can get the party united around a piece of legislation. And this comes from months of talking to all parties involved. So the framework that the president laid out, he believes has the ability to get 50 votes in the Senate and pass the House at the same time, and that's the goal. So we're going to keep working. We don't beat our chest in public. We just keep our head down and we keep producing. And my prediction is we're going to produce on the Build Back Better, and we need to get it done now. The president is saying that he needs his agenda done so that we can continue this Biden boom in the economy and creating jobs and doing all of those things. So I know for people not in the legislative space, it looks noisy, but I can assure you that there is a path to passing this piece of legislation.
And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should really use. If you're at the pool or something and you get hurt or something, you should just try your best, because sometimes that happens to me too, and it's not really fun. But if you got hurt like that one time, I'm sure you could deal with it, and you can be strong and powerful like how you are. So bye. Hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So I'm back home, visited some family over the weekend. I mentioned that in yesterday's video, I won a pickleball tournament. If you're not sure what pickleball is, it's kind of like tennis, only with a plastic ball instead of like the spongy green balls. But yeah, it was fun, and the girls had a good time as well, spending time with their family. So yeah, hopefully you had a good weekend as well. If you want to check out any of our other videos, you can click up here or down here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.